Man, 99.9% of you musical producers will fail in the music industry because you don't try. You don't try different techniques. You don't try to step outside of your norm, societal norms, step outside the box. You do the same thing that the next YouTuber is doing, or the next musical producer that's famous online and what they're doing. That's the reason why you're going to fail, because you don't have a mind of your own. You don't try. You don't try to beatbox. You don't try to harmonize. You don't try to sing. You don't try to write songs. You don't try to rap. You don't try to write poetry. You don't try to understand music theory, the circle of fifths. You don't try none of that. You just do like the same boring stuff you see everybody do online. So you see somebody do a trap beat, so then you run and go get a trap sample pack. You go download stuff off of Splice and all these different other websites. And you do the same exact technique as the person video you was watching. That's what you guys do. That's why there's so many people say, oh, I do trap, and they're happy about it. Oh, I do trap. And they're really, really happy. I do drill. I do boom bap. Like, they're happy that they took somebody else's creation and they think that they're making something brand new. That's weird behavior, man. To me, I don't know, man. To me, I find that as weird behavior. To take somebody else's creation and then try to remix it and then say, you're dope, you're ill, you're a musical producer, and I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this is my mindset. Hear me out. And this has always been my mindset. I've always loved like that deep emotional connection you get from sound, right? And you really find it in movies, films. So I would connect with the music in the film because it's a vibration, it's an energy, right? So when I first started to make music, and the individual DJ Mighty K from Long Island, New York, over on Parkside, he put me on to making beats. And he also put me onto sampling. That's how he showed me, straight out the gate, sampling. The first beat he ever showed me, he sampled. So I didn't learn by hitting the keys on a piano or anything like that, or music theory. I learned by sampling. So when he sampled, the first thing he sampled was a classical record. It was like a soul record, right? But when I went home and I took that version of Fruity Loops at the time, it's FL Studio now, but Fruity Loops, and I put it on my computer, and I put the other program that he gave me on my computer, which was for me to chop up the samples. I didn't go directly to the soul samples. I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't even know all these producers were chopping up old school soul records, R&B and soul. I didn't know that. I wasn't into music like that. I wasn't doing music at all. I just saw, Mighty K making the beats at my job. I said, I could make beats for my twin, just give me the program. So I had no idea about making beats or what people were doing, what they were sampling, none of that. I had no idea, none of it, man. But when he gave me the stuff and I went home and I started to make the beats, or tried to make beats, it was bad, really, really bad. I still have the project files. I started to download film stuff. But I'm searching for films. I'm like, oh, I could just take from films and sample from there. Not even thinking like, oh, it might be easier or harder. It's just that it's the vibration I connected with the films. So now I start downloading all these movies and stuff like that. I still got all the the MP3 files on my hard drive. I have a ton, man, a lot. I started downloading, and then I started chopping up, and then I developed a way of blending like these cinematic sounds to form my sound, right? But it still wasn't my sound though. It was still their sound though, the people that I was taking from. So I didn't feel comfortable with it. I didn't feel comfortable with taking somebody else's cinematic piece, chopping it up, speed it up, slow it down, blend it, and then say, oh, that's mine. No, I didn't feel comfortable with that. I still knew I didn't develop me yet. I didn't find my style. I had a starting point, like a little blueprint of like how my drums are gonna flow over like cinematic beats and stuff like that. And then in like 2018, 2019 was when I set out on my journey many, many years later after I stopped doing music. I mean, I've been stopped doing music like 2007. So like 10 years later, that's when I said, I'm going to get back into music production. But when I do, I'm going to do it original, straight original. I'm not going to sample from people. And on top of that, I'm going to create a new genre. That was in my mind, in my heart, my body, and my soul. Not sitting here like, I'm going to make trap beats and try to make millions of dollars. I know all the artists want to rock over trap beats right now, so I'm just going to make trap beats. I'm going to make tight beats. I'm going to make a beat like this person, that person, this person. I'm not going to be a copy, a clone. I want to be original, an originator. So what I did was I literally took some years to figure it out. Like, trial and error, people saying, oh, it's whack, blah, 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 blah. And at the meantime, they don't even know I'm at the beginning stage. I'm trying to create this new genre, this new way of, making sound float basically. And I was able to create Ghost Wav, which is cinematic air hop, sound that floats, because it's airy and it floats. It's in a 4/4 time signature, so it's similar to hip hop or any other 4/4 time signature. But you could rap, sing over and stuff like that. But my drums float with grit and texture. And the melodies are cinematic, but they're not full cinematic like a full-scale movie score. But they're cinematic in my way. My vocal chops are like, my cinematic vocal chops from back in the days. And my texture is different from everybody else's because the way, I layer and I texture all my special effects. So I was able to create my own genre. But that had to be inside of me, man. And that's the reason why a lot of you guys, like 99.9% of you guys are going to fail. It's because you are copying a clone of the next person. They don't need a million trap producers. They only need 1, 2, 5, maybe 5, maybe 10. And there's a billion trap producers. So what are you guys doing? You're not even trying to step outside the box. And that's why the industry don't want you. They'll hear you out, listen to you. Everybody like, hey, go, man, keep going. They ain't going to sign you. You're not going to get no deals, no nothing. You only see a small handful of success stories on these platforms. Create your own genre. Create your own way. At least try. This your boy 005 Dynasty, man. Don't forget to Google me. And don't forget to add me on all social media platforms. And if you want, you can register to my website. But I'll catch you guys on the next one.